Hello, my name is Elizabeth Persida, and this is my mini lesson for my signature assignment, part 6. For part 6, I'll be using Each Kindness, which is a picture book by Jacqueline Woodson. Just to give you a little bit of background information, this lesson uses the ripple effect. Students have already had a mini lesson on this book. We've already annotated, and I cut the sticky notes into droplets of water to imitate the ripple effect. So we've already annotated all of our negative and positive drops of water that would cause a ripple. From there, students collected their droplets here, and what we're going to do today is move on to the second part. Our mini lesson is on writing, and it's going to be for using this piece for a writing piece for a memoir, and it's going to be on a small regret. So, in summary, this book is about a girl who kind of shuns a new girl, Maya, because she is living in poverty, and she doesn't have as nice of clothes as everyone else, and she's not very confident, and even her efforts to say hello or to make a friend or share what little she does have, Chloe tells Maya no. When Maya finally leaves the school and they do a mini lesson on the ripple effect, Chloe feels badly and has regret for how she treated Maya. The rationale for this lesson was that I wanted to do a second lesson with this book to have students dig deeper and reflect on their own behaviors when they interact with others. My objective was that using copies of Each Kindness, in addition to our artifacts, that we're going to write a memoir. And this story would be our springboard for writing. Students will understand ultimately the value of diversity and accepting each other, and also recognize how we can have misunderstandings through our actions or inactions. So for our procedures, we're going to take a look at brainstorming, modeling, and also expectations. For the small regrets brainstorm, we had a discussion in class, and we each offered different suggestions of why we would have a regret. Forgot to say goodbye, maybe didn't want to apologize, didn't forgive someone, and then students shared and we added more to our list. You could also use your droplets as lists, the ones that we collected from the book. Then we moved on. Once we got our ideas together, we do a little bit of a collaboration. I find actually when we allow students to contribute to the expectations, they take more ownership in the assignment. So here, our small ripple, regret, or missed opportunity, it has an emotional element to it, lots and lots of details, and the conclusion is going to be that they have to figure out a better way to handle something. If only I wish I had. And what it is not, it's not a narrative, but it does have to be a half to a full page. And then they'll finish it up for homework so they can share it the next day. For application, since we're focusing on a negative ripple as our seed idea, students will also be considering alternative positive choices. The model was inspired by a droplet from this passage that reads, "The only empty seat was next to me. That's where our teacher put Maya. And on that first day, Maya turned to me and smiled, but I didn't smile back. I moved my chair, myself, and my books a little farther away from her. When she looked my way, I turned to the window and stared out at the snow." So as you can see, I moved my truck, myself, and my Star Wars action figures a little farther away from him and turned my back. I highlighted that in a different colored font so that students would be able to see where I pulled my mentor sentence from. My small regret. My brother came in from visiting with his friend Joey. He was just finishing up an ice cream cone. I was mad. Why did he get an ice cream cone and not me? I think he could have at least shared it. He tried to sit next to me and I wanted to play. I moved my truck, myself, and my Star Wars action figures a little farther away from him and turned my back. I didn't want to play with my brother. I wanted to play with my toys, all by myself. Later that night, my brother woke up crying. I thought to myself, now what? My mom went into his room. He had thrown up the meatloaf we had eaten for dinner and even had a fever. I got really scared for him. I wished I had been nicer earlier. I knew he couldn't have brought me an ice cream cone. It would have melted all over the place. I went into his room with my Star Wars action figures and set them up on the nightstand next to his bed. I felt bad about before and hoped that this might make him and me feel a little bit better. I will know the lesson was a success because students will also reconsider other past and future situations and the choices that they make when they interact with others. So hopefully, students will incorporate those ideas into their own memoirs. Thanks, and I have uploaded the PowerPoint separately as an attachment if anyone would like to use part or all of the lesson later with their own class. Thanks again.